You said something this morning that I really liked. What did you say when you bury an old person?
Well, when an old person dies, it's as if a library has been burned to the ground.
Repeat it.
When an old person dies, it is as if a library is burned to the ground.
Think
And
about that.
yeah,
That's very profound. That's what I was telling you this morning over breakfast. People don't realize how much information an old person has in his head, and young people make the mistake of not hanging around with old people. They ought to, at least to learn something, because they will learn. And the old people are anxious to teach the young people. They're anxious to share their experiences. I remember I was one of the very few, and even then I regretted that I didn't spend enough. I used to sit with my grandfather, my mother's father, and he was crippled, but his mind was not crippled, and he would lean against a wall because he could not sit on a chair like this. He would sit against the wall, and I would go and sit next to him. And I was in my teens and early 20s, and I would sit to him and spend an hour or two there with him, and he would tell me all kinds of stories. I still remember the stories. And many times he would repeat the stories, but it didn't matter because they were worth repeating. And I learned a lot of things from him. And to this day, now I become an old man myself. To this day, I remember him. And many times when at night and I'm thinking about my grandfather, I get emotional and I cry for him. So my advice to young people is listen to your dad, listen to your grandfather, your grandmother. These people have a lot of value